Hello, everybody. How are you? Welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for your patience as we were coordinating all of the issues that were going on technologically. I'm like sweating over here because of the tech issues. That link was just not working. It wasn't responding. So I so appreciate your patience, and I'm eager for you to jump on and say hello. Hey, guys. Thank you for finding me. Thank you for your patience. Hey, Ashley. Hey, Yoga with Melissa. Good to see you guys. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Laura Mazzata. I have been a therapist, a holistic therapist for 20 years in New York State. And I've also been an Akashic Records channel for almost 10 years. And this is my favorite place to play. It's my favorite place to play. Coming live here and doing readings and channeling is literally, oh, you can't hear me? Is anyone else having trouble hearing me? Okay, good. Okay. Yay. Thank you guys for your patience. I so appreciate it. Technology is our best friend, and also it has its own moods. It has its own glitches. So anyway, thank you so much for being here. I'm excited. I want to treat this like a community because it is a community. I want us to just be present together, be collaborative of one another in this space, feed off of each other's questions, feed off of the answers. Know that any answers that come forward during this time together are meant for anyone who watches this live or on the replay. And the reason I love these so much is because of the community that comes together when we enter a space like the Akashic Records, when we enter any kind of space with intention, especially really heart-centered, divine intention. So any of you who have not participated in Akashic readings or healings, let me know in the comments. Say first timer or been there, done that. Let me know, because like I said, it's just so fun. It's so fun to play in this space. And I think that that's one of the things that I really want you to take away from this, is how fun this can be. We take our spirituality and our healing process so freaking seriously. And I get it. I totally get it. I take it very seriously myself. And Intense is my middle name, and I think intense is very, very fun. But I also like to play in this space as well, and really allow ourselves to get into a relationship with this energy. Not that's just the energy, but our guides, our loved ones, angels, source itself, right? So this is a place for us to connect deeply to one another, connect in the space of the divine, hold space for each other, and have some fun. So I welcome all of you, whether you have been here before or whether this is the first time. And I'll share a little bit about what the Akashic Records are. They're like a spiritual library in the clouds. It's a higher level of consciousness. It feels very, very different than the God energy, than the source energy. And I like to say that when I'm in the space of the records, I feel very soothed. I feel very comforted. I feel very light. I feel very supported. And when I'm in the space of source, I feel more like activated. I feel more stepping up into my power, looking myself in the mirror and admitting who I am and what I'm here for. It's a much bolder energy, right? So the Akashic Records have a little bit more of a gentle flow and touch to them. And that's why I always say that the Akashic Records are like a gateway. They're like a gateway to source energy, because once we allow ourselves to get really, really comfortable with this relationship in the records, and we start to attune to this frequency, and it becomes second nature to us, tapping into source creation energy and realizing that that's who we are, that God is us, we are God, is much, much easier and much, much smoother. And that transition does not feel like a whoa, right? So allow this to be kind of a holding space for you as we navigate some areas that are coming up naturally in your lives. So I'm just saying hello to some of these new people. Hey, Gina. Hey, Danuta. Hi, Kristen. Hi, Jenny. Hi, Lisa. So good to see you guys. Hi, Amy. All right. So this is how this is going to work. You're going to type your questions or your areas that you desire healing or feedback. in the comments. I am going to go with what I'm naturally called to, what the records decide they want to dive into based on where the energy is right now. So if you guys blow this up, feel free, blow it up. And I'm going to do my best to get to all of your questions, but there's a couple things I'm going to ask you. One is, if you write a question and then we get so far off because the Akashic Records take us on this wild ride, you may need to type it again. So if it's something that you really, really want an answer to, copy and paste it into your notes app and then put it back in here again as we go further down the chat. Because sometimes as I scroll, I can get lost in the text scroll and I don't want to miss you. Okay. So do me a favor and keep those kind of on the side so that you can retype it if needed. All right. The other thing is, the more specific the questions you have, the better. You can ask yes or no questions in the records. That's fine. They will bring you an answer, but it may be completely off topic, which, to be perfectly honest, can happen anyway. Even if you ask a really specific question, they can bring something through that you're like, that seems completely unrelated. And it's not unrelated, right? It's all related. And we allow them to take us on a journey where they're taking us into a deeper understanding of what we're meant to integrate at this moment in time. So if you ask a question about something that they don't feel you're ready to integrate, they're going to tell you, you're not ready for that yet. This is what you need to do first. And that's where we need to trust. That's where we need to trust that divine intelligence knows a hell of a lot better than we do. Okay. All righty. So we're going to start with Ashley. And make sure you drink lots of water while you're in this space too, because the energy is moving and it is a brilliant way to continue to allow that energy to move. All right. So any guidance on my healing magical souls business, says Ashley. Okay. So the first thing that they're saying is, yeah, what is your guidance on your healing magical souls business, Ashley? Like, they want you to step up into boss mode of this business. They want you to claim more ownership of what you're doing and how bold your impact is in the world. Like, what do you feel? If you had to connect and ask, what is the guidance on my healing magical souls business? What are you drawn to? What are you naturally drawn to? What is your body saying? Where is it taking you? Because they really want you to see yourself as an authority. Your business is a natural extension of you. So if you feel like you're looking for guidance on your business, that means that your business is being partly run by your ego and not run enough by your body or by God or by the universe itself. So where can you open to more flow to allow the universe to source your business rather than you getting into a space of trying to create something within your business? How easy does your business feel? Allow your body to guide the level of ease, but allow the inspiration to come both from the divine and from your deep, deep convicted belief that you decide, I am showing up because this is what my voice is meant to be used for. What is your voice meant to be used for right now? So that's what's coming forward around your business. You can let me know if you want more specific questions after what they just brought forward, but they really brought forward this boss energy. Like, the first thing they did was say, like, oh, no. We're not going to give you a direct answer on this because we want you to fully embody authority. And that's the answer, is that you are meant to fully embody your authority and deepen that conviction. Okay. So where is the space that you feel you're being drawn into deeper authority? All right, Amy, how do I go further? And am I ready to get to my real calling? Okay. So the first answer they have for you immediately is, you've been ready. You've been ready for your calling. The only thing in the way is fear. The only thing in the way is you're human and you thinking that there's something in the way. There's nothing in the way except for you not deciding with conviction, just like they were talking to Ashley about, that there's people out there that need you. and that deeply desire to hear your voice, and they don't even know it yet, some of them. And then you're going to come out with your voice and they're going to be like, oh my gosh, you're the person I've been waiting for. You're the voice I've been waiting for. I feel seen. I feel heard. I feel aligned. I feel like I feel validated. I feel like somebody gets me. Like, yes, that's my path. Start sharing your story. That could be in written form. That could be in verbal form. Start sharing your story. And don't shy away from that. You can do a blog if you want. You can go live. You can do vlogs if you want. You can write newsletters. You can start a book if you want, right? But start sharing your story so that you can heal any other remnants that exist there or any other loopholes that exist there that need to be filled or that desire to be filled to feel complete in what you're offering the world. We do not have to get to a certain point of healing or expansion or progress, quote unquote, on our journey in order to be able to help other people heal. There are always people that are going to be behind us, quote unquote, behind us, and in front of us on our journeys, right? And so we are here to use our voice the way that God uniquely designed us. And there is nothing more important in this world than honoring what God has placed on your heart and the body that has been given to you with the codes and the lessons and the unique tapestry that's been woven for you. That has been given to you for a reason, because you are meant to use your voice on this planet to just speak your story, speak your truth, just talk like you talk casually, right? You don't have to couch this in the form of a business or a coach or I'm creating a container for something. Just be you and speak. That's what's coming forward. Let me know how that feels. Ashley, why is the records quiet at times when asking questions? So there's a couple things here. One is you want to ask yourself if you're asking questions so that you can get, like, a lot of times. Yes, Amy, exactly. Disconnect from the outcome. Disconnect from the outcome. Okay. Just be you, because you are potent and magical and radiant as you are. Okay. So back to this, Ashley. There's a few different answers coming through, which is why I paused and then I saw Amy's comment, which is, I don't ask questions really that much in the records anymore. As you develop your relationship with them, you won't either, because I don't want to go there with an agenda. I don't want to come into this space with my own human ego goal. Okay. I want to come into this space fully receptive. I want to come into this space and say, change me, source, change me, guides, into the character that beautifully reflects divine love, that beautifully reflects the vibration that I'm meant to share with the planet right now and the purpose I am meant to fulfill as I'm continuing to learn what that is. Okay. So that's one thought there, is like, how attached to you are you to the outcome? Because the number one thing that's going to stop information from coming through is your resistance to receiving the answer, or your gripping in desperation to the answer. When we look at gripping, what is that? Tight fist, right? No air can get through that. No air can get through that. It's opening, right? How can you just go into the records not with an agenda to get something out of it? How would that feel if you were in a relationship with someone and you kept going in just so that you could get something out of it? And it was entirely serving from that perspective, right? It's like, no, you're entering this space to be in relationship. That's your intention, to cultivate and deepen and add intimacy to this most beautiful foundational relationship in your life. So it's being really clear about your intention and disconnecting from the outcome of the messages that are going to be coming through. The other thing that I want to say is that as you continue on this path and you practice with the records a lot, or any kind of divine energy, you're going to get less messages for yourself at certain times. And those are what I have found the most potent times that you are being invited to share with the world. we can get to a point where I can channel like a fucking boss, right? For myself. And then it's just like radio silence. And I'm just like, all right, dudes, what's going on? Like I can do this for other people. And I know what that is. That means serve. This isn't for you right now, babe. This isn't for you right now. This is for you to take what you have learned, what you have integrated, and to share it with the world, to share it with the collective, with your voice, with your vibration, with your action, whatever, right? Because it is in the healing that we are inviting other people into. It is in this exchange with others that we then learn deeper truths about ourselves, not how we're necessarily going to expand, but how we are going to more deeply immerse into what we already know. Because we're sharing what we know, but the records are saying, don't just take that shit and check it off the list and move on. I want this deeply integrated, lady. I want this deeply in your bones, in your cells, in your tissue, and I want it sustainable and unchanging. And as a result, I need you, as you are here as a human on planet Earth, to exchange and reflect this to other human beings and allow them to reflect to you how this divine energy is moving through so that you can more deeply ingrain these truths that have come forward for you in exchange with humans. Because that is how our subconscious material comes forward, is when we're in exchange with other human beings. And that is how we integrate this. And we don't spiritually bypass and just grab a bunch of shit from the records and say, oh, this is good. I'm like a chipmunk stuffing this in my cheeks and I'm going to hold it because I'm afraid I'm going to lose this wisdom. No, you are meant to deeply integrate this into your being. And the best way to do that is with other people. Got a little fiery there. So let me know how that one feels, Ashley. Yes, you're welcome, Ashley. Yes, Amy. All right. Is there anything else I can do to heal my stomach issues? Says Melissa. One other thing, Ashley. Why does this keep happening? They keep like giving me the trail off messages. If you're quiet, if they're quiet too, know and trust and deeply believe that answer is going to come to you at some point. You're going to get, it might not be right in that moment. So many of my clients will be like, listen, I get nothing on records, but then like when I'm in the shower later, it'll all pour in, right? Like don't put restrictions on the energy where, okay, while I'm in the records, I need to get X, Y, and Z now. Okay. They're going to drip it out when it's going to be most openly received by you. And when you're not trying and searching and forcing in the records. Okay, Melissa. So is there anything else I can do to heal my stomach issues? I'm just going to send you some Reiki. So just receive. Yeah, you're deeply integrating is what they keep saying. And what you're deeply integrating is ancestral wisdom. This feels all ancestral to me for you. These are blockages that are not even yours. And they exist in the most, like kind of the transition from the small intestine to the lower intestine, but particularly in the lower intestine, because it's kind of moved out of your stomach area is what they're saying. And it's kind of moved down further into the bowels. And it feels like very, very deep, rich ancestral energy that these are blocks that have been carried in your lineage for like generations upon generations, and they're clearing through you, but it doesn't feel to you like they're clearing. It feels like they're stuck. But what they want you to know is that they are clearing. They're saying, give it a maximum of 3 months with you deciding and having deep trust in your body and knowing that it's clearing something right now. And that we don't have to go about this from like a quick fix perspective, right? Like we don't have to say, well, I need to fix this now because I'm uncomfortable. What they're saying is, it's almost like this Jesus energy, like that you are taking on the quote unquote burdens or heavy energy of your ancestors, and you're moving that through. And it's something that you have been um, that you initially had trouble digesting, is what they're saying. This is a concept that you had trouble digesting. So you can think about something that like disgusted you about yourself, or that you were kind of like, oh, I hate that, either about myself or something in your life. And you're just like, oh, this is tough to swallow. And so at first it felt like this really bitter taste in your mouth, and like something that you were having difficulty understanding or digesting. And then as it moved through your system, it is it's something that you don't have conscious awareness of necessarily, like that you're thinking about all the time, but it's a concept that has run very deeply through your family line. How is this feeling, Melissa? And let me know what's coming up for you as this is coming forward. I'm just going to keep tuning in because I don't feel complete yet. Yeah, one of the things is they're saying, like, use the breath, like picture yourself swallowing a seed of light, and allow that seed of light to pass all the way through your digestive tract, and allow it to pause in your intestinal space, and really use your breath to breathe the light and the nourishment from that seed into that space, to kind of expand the energy of that space. And then as that expands enough, you're going to feel it continue to move. And then you continue to breathe and allow it to expand and illuminate, and then allow it to continue to move. But this is really also about you having faith in your body, like that, you know, for sure that this is going to clear. Like, you know, it's clearing. It's already clearing. It's already done. And so this is what I want you to say. This is your new mantra. My stomach is healed. I am fully healed. I am at my highest level of vitality. I'm already fully well. I am fully alive. I am fully well, because you are. This is not even yours. Okay, good. Beautiful. All right. Gina. Hi, honey. Who is my main guide? A specific loved one that has passed? Your main guide is definitely female. I don't know if you have a grandmother or a great aunt that's passed, but what I feel, it feels like a grandmother energy to me. And she's bold, dude. Like, it feels like a grandmother energy, and she's coming through. She's like so devoted to you, so devoted to you. But it's almost like she's following behind you. I don't know if you've ever seen Christmas Vacation, when cousin Eddie is like walking towards the front door with Clark's boss, and he just keeps kicking him in the ass. That's the visual I'm getting from your grandmother. It's like she's so devoted to you, but she's this really fierce feminine energy, which is awesome, because that's exactly what your soul desires for you to fully embody in this lifetime. And that's what you're already stepping over into. Like, you're right on the cusp, and you're like dipping your toe in, and you can taste it. And so your grandmother's behind you, like continuing to kick you in the ass in a very loving, playful way. Like, yeah, baby, let's go. Don't get distracted. It's like every time you get distracted and you look either to your limiting beliefs, your negative emotions that you get caught up in your mind about, your relationship issues that show up, and you get distracted or you start to doubt, she's like, whew, whew, no, back on track. Remember who you are. Remember where we're going. Okay. I love you so much, Gina. Thank you for being here. All right, Danuta. I need to identify blocks preventing me from chronic physical healing of my gut. I keep asking, but messages don't come to me. Maybe you're not meant to hear them yet, my love. Or maybe you're meant to be more, I know you've had issues for a while with that, but be more patient with your body. And let me just tune in. Okay. The first thing coming forward is, there are no blocks in your gut. Like there's no blocks, right? Like blocks don't actually exist. We use that word and I know I use it every once in a while, but to be honest, they're really not. They want you to shift your mind out of thinking that there's blocks. That's the point. Because then you're going to attach to that because we often say that we have blocks from healing and then saying that actually prevents us from healing. And what us saying that there's blocks are for is to actually self-sabotage. Like we're not trying to self-sabotage, but we're sabotaging our own healing by saying, I have blocks, I can't heal my gut. What about if your gut were already healed, like we were talking to Melissa about? What if your gut is fine? What are the symptoms that are coming forward around your gut? Because this is the thing. What they're saying is they want you to stop delaying anything about your life, about what you want to do in your life, about what you want to access in your life, whether that's within you, whether that's in relationship, whether that's in your career, because of what's going on with your physical body. You get to show up no matter what. You get to show up tired. You get to show up uncomfortable. You get to show up in pain. So where is your body leading you to say, I can't? Where is your body leading you to say, I can't? Because you get to teach your body that you can. You can do anything. I created this whole fucking business from my couch when I couldn't walk for 3 years after sepsis. Right? You can. What is it that you can access? Why do you want to get rid of this? Is it because you don't want to be uncomfortable? Or is it because there's something bigger? Like, okay, so then once you're not uncomfortable, then what? Then what's available to you? Because this is the thing. Everything that you want is available to you now. So it's identifying, why do I want to heal this? What becomes available to me when this gets healed? What becomes available to me when this gut stuff is no longer? That's the important question, because that thing that you think is going to become available to you when that's healed is available to you now, and you need to start taking steps toward it so that you are not allowing this energy to dictate whether or not you're healed. You get to decide you're healed and start moving forward in your life and exactly how you want to, trusting and knowing that your body is going to come online with that as you follow your soul's path. That dis-ease within your body is a reflection of your lack of alignment with your soul's frequency. And that's not an area to blame yourself. That's not an area to be hard on yourself. It's an area of awareness. And I know you do a lot of spiritual work and I know you connect with your soul's frequency, but I do believe that some of this is related to being outcome based. Exactly, Danuta, exactly. Become the boss of your own body, of your own health, of your own wellness. I literally left one of my functional medicine programs before I killed a gut infection because I said no. I am no longer available for the fear-based mentality. I am no longer available for the something is wrong with me mentality. No. I know I am fully well. I know I am fully alive. And I am going to actualize exactly what that looks like as I continue to allow my soul to lead me. All right, they're preaching to you tonight, Danuta. Sending you a love and hugs after that one. All right, yoga with Melissa. I have recently gone through a big ending and I'm entering into a new beginning in my life. Congratulations. I feel like I am in this in-between phase. It includes physical symptoms like sore throat, flu-like, so tired. I feel stagnant and I'm looking for advice. Okay. So again, stagnancy, right? All we need to do is move, right? So where are you being called to move? You're being called to move your body, because all disease is based on stagnant energy, based on Eastern medicine, right? So it's like, where are you being called to move? So I also am feeling really strongly around this deep compassion and reverence and patience with your physical body, because you just had this big ending and you're entering into this new beginning, right? And so what you need to realize is that there's been a lot of parts of you that were holding on to what was going on before the ending. And there's going to be a shedding, right? There's going to be a shedding there before you are fully accessing the vibration of what you're stepping into. And so our ego is going to tantrum, our body is going to tantrum when we make big change. That sometimes people think that's a sign I'm going the wrong direction or I'm doing something wrong. No, actually, it's confirmation that you're going exactly where you need to go. You're exactly on the right path, because as we enter that next level, spirit or the universe shows us what no longer matches that next level, that wants to be seen so that it's going to be released. It's coming up to be released. So celebrate the release. Allow your body to release it. Love on your body. Be patient, be understanding, be compassionate, and get excited. Get excited, because this new beginning is going to carry you in a way that you feel so much lighter, not just emotionally, not just vibrationally, but in your physical body, because you're allowing this process to release. And what you're doing is you're already kind of mourning and grieving the old codes of that previous ending. At the same time that they are planting the new codes, your body's doing a lot of work right now. It's like you're pregnant. It's like you're creating a human. Think of all the work that the body does to create every single organ, every single vein, every single artery, every single cell. That's what's happening now. You're creating a new beginning. You're shedding and restarting. So you're kind of like the caterpillar in the cocoon right now, right? There's a lot of shit going on in there. That guy's not just chilling out, right? That's a lot of hard work. So let me know how that feels. Or if you have more specific questions, but that's what was coming forward for you. Okay, is that Ames, I think? How can I connect to my channel? You're already connected to your channel. Everybody's already connected to their channel. You just need to know that, trust that, and stop thinking that you have to do anything to connect to your channel other than just set the intention that you receive what source desires to move through you right now. Right? So my question would be more like, not how can you connect, but where are you in resistance of your channel being fully open? Right? Because as we connect to our channel, it's right there. And the reason it's right there for me is because I do it all the time. The number one answer to how can I connect to my channel is consistency. How consistent are you? And how trusting are you with what's coming forward? Because your channel's always open, but the mind can be a very sneaky filter. And the channel's always open, but we're not always listening. So it's not just consistency, but it's also, are you actually listening and integrating what they're bringing forward? Are you taking it seriously? Are you willing to look at all the signs that they're offering you and opening your awareness? So let me know how that feels. Consistency with what? Connecting to the Akashic Records, sitting down and having a chat with your soul, connecting to God through prayer, connecting through meditation. Connection can look different for anybody. And you guys can answer that too and help each other out if you want. How do you connect? How do you connect to your channel? Let's see all the different ways that divine works through us. It's fucking brilliant. This is why I love this work, right? We all do it differently. We all do it differently. And every single day of my life that I work with my clients, I learn something new about the divine. Every single day, because we are working with the infinite and it works through each of us very uniquely. which is why we get to celebrate the hell out of who we are and the unique way that we show up and use our voice and share this energy. Good. Yoga with Melissa. I'm glad that resonates. Yeah, we miss the signs because our awareness is too open and we get lost in the human sauce and we're too busy and doing all this other shit. We're distracted. This is a very, very highly stimulating planet. Beautiful. Thank you guys for dropping your stuff so that we can all support one another here. Okay. Jenny, how do I know this type of spirituality is right for me? Oh, by the way, look how on top of the comments I am. I'm so proud of myself. I'm not losing them. This is such a good pace. You guys are working well with me here. I'm very, very excited. Okay, so how do I know this type of spirituality is right for me? I think you're trying to fit spirituality into a human box. That's what's coming up for me now. Like I have this I have a mini series that's coming up called Defining God. It's only $111. There's actually going to be a link in the description of this video. And it's called Defining God because I find that like this is the biggest issue that so many people are facing right now. Like this is a lot of what people are coming to me right now for. It's like I have this trauma from organized religion. I've had all this shit go on in my life. How can there be a God? Who is God? I'm uncomfortable with the word God. And if you're uncomfortable with the word God, by the way, we need to talk because that's a huge up level in your spirituality. Because think about it. God is just a word, dudes. It's just a word that was created by human beings to label universal energy. The Akashic Records, Reiki, theta healing, quantum healing, the emotion code, all of it. They're just labels that human beings have placed on universal energy to try to understand the infinite, right? Every single one of us could come up with our own religion, and we can name it the Jenny religion or the Laura religion or the Kristen religion or the Ashley religion, right? And so it's not how do I know if this is right for me? It's don't ask but this is what they're saying. I'm just going to give it to you straight. Don't ask that question. They're saying just connect and decide what's right for you. Play. Don't make it so serious. Play in the Akashic Records. Play with Reiki. Play with quantum healing. Play with the emotion code. Play with prayer with God. Play with meditation. What feels good? What makes you feel like you're at your best? What makes you feel like you're expanding and you have clarity and you feel loved and powerful all at the same time? One thing I can tell you is that I learned in my journey, especially early on when I had a lot of resistance with connecting with the Akashic Records, is that if they're calling to you, they are meant for you. That doesn't mean they're meant for you for the rest of your life. That doesn't mean that you have to be a practitioner, none of that. What it means is that they're meant for you right now. And you don't have to think any further from right now. So use that as a gateway to start to understand the energy and then decide for yourself. You will have an answer, I promise. I promise. So I think don't get so caught up in the human understanding and egoic definition of spirituality. Spirituality is a feeling. Spirituality is a deep, deep knowing and belief. And we only get that through our experiential connection with it, not through a conscious understanding. That will come online as well, but I promise you the palpable energetic sensation is much more sustainable and informative. So let me know how that feels. But play, that's the energy that's coming forward. Play with this. Redox testimonies. Should I sell my land or keep it for future business? There's a couple things coming forward. One is like this word should, right? Like there's no shoulds. What are you being called to? Like what feels good in your body? I don't want to take away your own like, I don't want to disempower you by answering this question, because I also feel like I want you to rely on your own wisdom too. Like, I can do readings all day, every day, but I also really love people to be able to access their own wisdom. Like, where are you with this? Because I feel like you already have a sense, and you're looking for validation, which is, sometimes I'll do Akashic readings for people, and it's just like the whole thing is just validation. Like, yeah, I already know. I'm like, yeah, I know you already knew this. It's awesome though, because they get to witness their own power and like how intuitively on point they are. All right. I'm going to answer this for you. I just wanted to give you a couple minutes to sit with that and just connect with it. All right. I'm just going to tell you exactly what's coming forward. What they're saying is this. This is what I'm feeling through this. They're encouraging a sale of the land because they feel that is what you're more naturally drawn to, and that this concept of keeping it for future business is more coming from like a lack mindset and a fear mindset of kind of having a safety net. So it's kind of like, all right, well, I'm going to hold on to this. I'm not going to get rid of this because it might actually serve me later. And what they want you to do is make a decision for now. And for now, they say sell the land. There's always going to be, they want you to trust that there's always going to be new opportunities, and there's always going to be new business and income opportunities that are going to become available to you that have nothing to do with this. And they don't necessarily want pressure tied to the land for being able to produce for you at a certain level later on. So that's what's coming forward. And you can let me know how that feels. Gina, do you have any book recommendations on keeping your marriage strong or healthy as you grow together and change? 16 years and counting. Some days it feels like a walk in Jurassic Park. I hear you, babe. I hear you. I've been with my husband for 26 years, and we've had some Jurassic Park phases as well. Nice work. Good job, Redox Testimonies. I'm celebrating you. See, you already knew. I freaking love that, dude. Good job. You already knew, but I'm so glad that I could validate you, because that helps too, right? All right. A book, guys, relationship book, Undefended Love. Best fucking book. It'll kick you in the ass, but it is fantastic. Undefended Love. Yeah, I still refer back to that thing, and I glean something new, and I deepen how I show up and how I love intimately and how I receive every single time I enter that book. And it very often calls me out on my own shit. So I would check that one. Good. I'm glad you're dying laughing. That's probably some relief too, right? All right. Let's see. Amber G. Am I missing something in the physical healing process? Welcome to my life, dude. I've only gotten so far and am still housebound. Oh my gosh, I have so been there, babe. Is that how I'm supposed to remain for now as I continue to grow spiritually? Okay, so first of all, you're not missing anything in the physical healing process. You're not doing anything wrong. But what you are being asked to do is to go deeper into trust of your body, to go deeper into trust of your cells, to go deeper into trust of spirit and the work that spirit is doing in you. And yeah, this is what I am going to bring forward for you now. Some of it is related to my own journey. Some of it is interlaced with yours. So one is inner child stuff for sure. And one of the things that I learned on my journey is that experiences that I had in my own childhood that felt very wounding to me required me to grow up a lot faster. And I should say, called me to grow up a lot faster. What I realized when I got so sick was that it's almost like I needed to redo this. And being housebound for a number of years was very beneficial because it was like I was raising myself, loving on myself, nourishing myself back to health, encouraging myself to get outside, encouraging myself to find this balance of rest and pushing myself a little, right? And so it was this beautiful reparenting process for me of honoring my inner child and where it was, which was wounded and tantruming and exhausted. Exhausted. And so what's coming up for you is that where you're supposed to remain? No, we're not remaining anywhere. We're always shifting and growing and changing. So I want you to know that every single day it changes, but this is what I want you to shift into if you haven't already. This, you're allowed to feel frustrated. You're allowed to have the tantrums, meet yourself in that. At the same time that you deeply, deeply believe and trust and know that something even more magnificent is on the other side. Because you're being changed. You're being prepared right now. And I want you to look at it that way. And you're being rewired and repatterned. And you're here for that. You're raising your hand for that. Because when you raise your hand for that, you're also raising your hand for that next step in your mission, right? So how is this feeling? I just want to see if there's anything else coming forward around this, Amber. I also feel really drawn to connect to your passion. Like, what are you passionate about? Because this is the other thing. And it's something I was similarly talking about earlier is like, especially when we're recovering from physical dis-ease, our spirituality very naturally becomes a place that we hide and that we can bypass and that we can kind of get lost in and hang out in other dimensions. And it's in a subconscious escape. And so the other thing that I would really encourage you to do is to come into intimate relationship with the consciousness of your body. Because, and that's where the passion comes into, right? Like that's where the passion can be expressed through the body as well, in the womb space in particular. But where can you extend your spirituality more deeply into the body? Allow the body to be its own guide, a guide for you. It has its own wisdom, right? How much have you been in conversation with the body and understood its narrative? Okay, so let me know how that feels. You're so welcome, Amber. All right, cool. Glad that resonated. Let's see. Michelle Dahlman. How do I know what service I should be doing? Be yourself. What comes easiest to you? What's something that like you could come live here like I am and literally talk about it for 20 minutes straight with no notes. And you're like super passionate and pumped about it. Or even better, and it comes so easily to you that it's almost like stupid that people would pay you for it, right? Because it's like, this is literally like the easiest thing on the planet. Because what you don't realize in that is that there's billions of other people on this planet who have no clue how to do what comes so naturally to you and easy for you and that you could talk about without notes, right? So that's what's coming forward is it's like when you're completely yourself and you're not trying to make money or do the right thing or follow your soul's purpose, but you're literally just showing up and being yourself and like just letting whatever comes out of your mouth comes out of your mouth. And just like when you get really animated and excited and passionate and you're just like, blah, 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 blah. What is that? What is that? What are you doing? How are you doing it? Amber, I have so much to say to that comment. I'm honestly not really great at anything. Dude, you and I need to powwow. I'm gonna realign that thought. 2 seconds. All right. So how is this landing, Michelle? Like, make it easy. It doesn't have to be this complicated. Like, what if you're just an eclectic mix? Like, what if, like, what do people receive out of connecting with you? What do people get out of just being in connection with you? Okay. Hmm. Sending so much love, Melissa. With your dad's passing. Is there an additional question around that, love? Just let me know. You're very welcome. Okay. Okay. Thank you guys for your patience as I scroll back to find the questions. Okay. Darlene, I love you, baby. How are you? My new biz. It's techie part, my partner's expertise. I'm feeling useless. I know Darlene very well. Is it still my path and will generate income when I get to do interviews and network my expertise? Could you answer that question for me? Please? Because I know you already know the fucking answer. Do you like it, dude? Do you like it? Do you believe that everything is always adding up? Do you believe that everything compounds upon everything else? Do you believe that momentum begets momentum? Do you believe that every single thing that you do every single day is planting a seed? Darlene, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I want you to show up and give like a motherfucker. I want you to give without any level of attachment or understanding that anything is going to come back from this to you. I just want you to give because God wants you to. I want you to give because you're meant to. I want you to give because your heart is so big and your intuition is so on point, and the level of impact you have when you connect with someone like that goes straight to the core so fast. I want you to realize that that was not placed on your heart because you're not supposed to be doing something with it, right? Like you're supposed to be doing something with it. You have to stop connecting it to, you have to stop connecting it to income and business related shit. This is the service of God, babe. Show up and give. I promise you, you will receive. But you've got to deepen your belief in what you do and keep showing up and doing it. You can offer free sessions if you need to for a while because again, momentum begets momentum. As you're in exchange with people and you witness how profound your own power is, you're not going to ask this question because you're going to feel it. I love you too. I love you. Kicking you in the ass tonight. All right. Kristen, I've had breathing issues lately. How do I get past this? What's the source of this? Shortness of breath. Hmm. Okay, well, we're not going to try to get past the breathing issues. Instead, we're going to be with the breathing issues. Have you taken time to like snuggle with the breathing issues, to connect with the breathing issues, to be in relationship with them, to welcome them and say, you're allowed to be here. You're welcome here in my field. Have you welcomed them in, or are you just trying to get rid of them? Because if you're just trying to dismiss them and get rid of them, then they're going to stay longer. Mm. What's coming forward is really, really beautiful, Kristen. What they're saying is this. They're saying a lot of this is, yeah, so I invite you into doing that, Kristen. But also, it's surrounding using your voice. And what they're saying is you're exhausted with using your voice. Like you're tired. You're tired of feeling like you're screaming at the masses and not getting heard. You're screaming at the higher ups and you're not getting heard. You're using your voice to the point that it feels exhausting. And you're wearing yourself down. And this is what actually came through first before that even came through was allow your energy to speak for you. Stop thinking you have to use your words and you have to use your voice in order to have the impact that you desire to have in your current environment. So it's like trust deeper the potency of your energy and your impact without even having to use your voice. Like feel into the authority of that, how impactful you can be just by being you and deepening your belief, deepening your conviction. This is a theme tonight in the fact that you show up unshakable in what you believe, that you don't even need to say a damn word. Okay, so that's what's coming forward around the breathing. Susan Frankel, what is my soul's main purpose in this incarnation? Okay, so quick thing about soul purposes before I dive into this question. One is we're always learning our soul purpose. We never like get to a point where we just know exactly what it is and then we're done and we can check it off the box and like our to-do list is complete, right? Our soul purpose is ever evolving and we're always learning over the course of this lifetime different snippets of it. We may or may not understand our soul purpose in this lifetime. And so we need to fully surrender to that fact, right? A lot of this is egoic curiosity. What is my main purpose in this incarnation? But I will also tell you that you can get closer to identifying your purpose by knowing, what do I love to do? What am I passionate about? What am I good at? And what is it that I do that helps other people, that serves the greater good when I do what I'm good at or when I do what I'm interested in? That's an answer you already have, right? Because the fact is, the universe communicates with us through vibration, not through tasks and agendas. So the vibration they're going to bring forward could be love. It could be freedom as a purpose, right? It's very diffuse. We're the ones who want all of this data and all of this, all these details, right? Sorry, I'm going back to your question. Ooh, That's fun. What came forward for you around your soul's main purpose in this incarnation is activating love, which is really, really freaking cool. Not just, oh, I'm here to love, but I'm here to like activate people with my love, like a fierce love, a bold love, and one that activates people sometimes in ways they don't like, sometimes in ways that kind of rubs them the wrong way because your love is so bold and so big. But that's what they're bringing forward is this like this fierce activating love. And everything that you do is meant to extend from that place. So it's this combination of activating love and what are you good at? What are your interests that you really, really love? And what in those things that you're doing serve the collective? Okay, you've been doing that. Okay, let me know if you have other questions around that. But I think one of the biggest answers there is don't get too fixated on having an answer of what you're supposed to like. You're supposed to be like if there's a purpose for anybody, it's continue to connect with yourself through introspection, through spirituality, and through the exchange with other human beings on this planet to allow any kind of discord or areas of disappointment to reflect back to you where you're being invited to accept and appreciate and love more deeply, particularly of yourself. Because the most successful people on this planet are not here necessarily because of their skill set. It's because they have created an inner resolve and a foundation within themselves that deeply anchors them. Okay. All righty. Let's see. Where am I? I'll probably answer like a few more questions. Oh, there we go. Okay. Good job, Gina. I'm not available for. Exactly. Good job. Okay. Danuta, do I have a guide who is with me for support? Who? Yeah, Amy, you should join the Defining God workshop. That's exactly what we're doing in that. To figure out who your God is. And it doesn't have to be a source of stress for you to do that. You just desire to expand, right? You desire to expand more into this so that you have more clarity and solidity in the most important relationship of your life that will support you no matter what the humans are doing around you. All right. Danuta, do I have a guide who is with me for support? Who? Yeah, I feel really strongly. Jesus is really, really strongly coming into your field. I don't know if you've had a strong relationship with him in the past, but he is it's the importance of bringing this divine masculine energy in to invite you into your divine feminine. That's the purpose of him being here, is to really be that holding container and that support so that you can step into your divine feminine and feel held and feel deeply loved and nourished as you step into your divine feminine. Okay, Drew and Nat. Is that Jackie or no? Is there a way to find out how many spirit guides I have? No, I don't think that's her because I don't think she would ask that. How many spirit guides I have? Okay. Okay. I'm just going backwards. I mean, you can find out how many spirit guides you have, like at this moment in time, but why do you need to know? Like that would be my curious. Like, I think so many questions that we ask when we come to these spaces and ask, it's like our ego is just curious so that we can kind of collect data, but it's like, Why do we really need to know? Because the fact is, you're going to have guides that follow you for your entire life. You're going to have guides that follow you for your entire soul's journey through past lives, current life, future lives. You're going to have guides that come, which are most often referred to as teachers, that come in certain phases of your life. So it's not like you're going to have 20 guides now and then 30, then 20 for the rest of your life, right? Like it's going to ebb and flow. You'll have usually 2 to 3 guides that follow you through the whole lifetime. You'll have 1 or 2 that follow you through your entire soul's journey. And then you'll have a mix of guides that come in and out based on where you are in your path. So, yeah, I mean, you could connect and see, but I also feel like that is just a question from like ego curiosity, right? And I don't really know what that offers you, because I think that when you're asking that, it's like just call on your guides, or ask them to show themselves to you. Which ones are most important for me to see and to understand who they are? Because there's a lot of guides that do not want to show themselves to us and they want to work in the background. And we need to accept that. Right? And like, that's okay. It's okay that they're working in the background, that we don't have to consciously understand, because a lot of times when we then get the conscious understanding, it distorts our connection, because we now have this like concept in our minds that we're trying to wrap spirituality into rather than just allowing it to be. So that's my answer on that. Be in the now, says Michelle. I gotta go back to your question. How do I know what service I should be doing? Yeah. Like, honestly, that's brilliant. Be in the now. Like, if you guys haven't read the book, The Presence Process, that's also a really good one. Like, the more that you're in the present moment, the more all these answers are going to come to you. Like, we're always trying to like figure out the past or the future, but it's like, just be. And that's hard for a lot of people. That's hard for a lot of people because of anxiety, because of resistance, because of tension, whatever. Emily asks, how can I manifest and attract a loving relationship with a partner? Well, if you've worked with me at all, you know that I think manifestation is complete bullshit. I think I did a reel on that at one point on Instagram. But because really, what is that about? Manifestation is about, I have something that I want as a human, and I'm going to try to do X, Y, and Z to manipulate the universe into giving it to me sooner. Not really loving those vibes, right? So the number one thing you can do to attract a loving relationship with a partner is to be in deep, loving, intimate relationship with yourself and with spirit in a way that makes you feel like you do not need anyone else. That doesn't mean that we cannot grow, because I do not believe that we have to be in that space with ourselves in order to attract someone, in order to grow with someone, because very often we need to grow in intimate connection with another person too. And it depends on the person. Okay. One thing I will tell you, and I know some of this is harsh guidance, Emily asks, but one thing I will tell you is, and this is what Byron Katie says. If you haven't read Byron Katie books, do it, because she's great. And she wrote a book actually called I Need Your Love. Is that true? But she asks, how do you know, like, if something is meant for you or not? And it's like, well, if it's meant for you, you have it. And if it's not, you don't. So it's trusting that putting effort and trying and searching energy into attracting a partner is going to do the opposite. Instead, we want to be and fully embrace ourselves and deeply love ourselves, like be madly in love with and obsessed with ourselves. Just like with me, when I used to worry about money, the less I thought about money and the more that I didn't give a shit whether I made it or not, the more I made. You've got to detach from the outcome of having a partner. At the same time that you deeply trust that one will arrive exactly when it's meant in a way that deeply nourishes you so that you can continue to grow, because ultimately your goal is expansion. You would love to have a partner to share that expansion with. Wouldn't we all? Right? But God knows that. God knows what desires are on your heart. Allow yourself to deeply receive and be nourished by energy, by other people in your life, right? And don't focus on attracting and focus more on being, because you will be magnetic. When you are like fully aligned and feeling like a fucking rock star and you're obsessed with yourself and you're madly in love with yourself and you think you are God's gift to the planet, you are literally going to be a giant magnet. You are going to glow and radiate everywhere you go. So let me know how that feels, my love. And if you have another question around it, I'm happy to answer. Sue Ellen Hunter. Emotional exhaustion and burnout took over my life for the last 12 years. How can I get out of this pattern? You already are getting out of this pattern. Just by asking that question, you're getting out of this pattern. You set the intention. How serious are you about it? Because this is nervous system stuff, right? Like this is just nervous system stuff. And so it's being able to activate momentum. That's really what's coming forward. Activating momentum in your field. So where can you move? Can you move your body? Can you move in a relationship? Can you move in your mind from the focus that you've had to a different focus? Because part of the problem with patterns is that we identify them that way. And we say, okay, well, I have patterns. Well, if you say it's a pattern, then it's going to continue, right? But if you say, oh, I have this awareness now that I've been in this space for a period of time. And now that I have the awareness, I get to decide and I get to choose differently. So what are you going to choose? What are you going to choose when the emotional exhaustion and the burnout are gone? What are you going to choose? Who are you going to be? What are you going to do? Where are you going to go? What's going to be available to you? I think I asked that question earlier. All right. Melissa Becknofer. I was told by a medium that my dad is turning the reins over to me to heal our lineage because he messed up. Am I ready to close the chapter on my shitty relationship with him and build a new one? Yeah, babe, I feel you so closely on this one. So closely. And what I will tell you is they're very different in spirit than they were in human form. And I want you to get to know him as a soul. Develop a relationship with him as a soul. And yes, close the chapter. And get to know the depths of what was at his core. Because our human conditioning gets so in the way of our relationships so much of the time. Alrighty. Oh, thank you. These are from, I have to plug them because I love them. Wild You Handmade on Instagram. And any purchases support Indigenous women, Indigenous crafters. And they are such friendly humans, and they make beautiful jewelry and bags and things like that. And so, anytime they have a sale, I like jump in and buy a few things, even though I don't even wear them all because I don't like, I don't even have enough outfits to like, go with it, but I just love them and I love supporting them. Okay. All right, Anna. Somebody triggers me in the sense that I become insecure, jealous. I know it's a lack of confidence and self-love, and I'm ashamed. What am I missing? Being with the shame, like, have you sat with the shame? Have you been with the shame? Because shame dissolves when it's seen. So I'm glad that you're sharing this here, because as soon as the shame is seen, it dissolves. Right. And it also comes from a space of courage, connection, and compassion. So are you being compassionate to yourself when you feel the insecurity and the jealousy, or are you being hard on yourself and trying to get rid of it? Because really what that's asking for is you parenting the inner child, right? Like you supporting the inner child. And it also means having courage to connect with other people around this topic, or to not even talk about this topic at all and just connect with other people, to very boldly and directly just ask to receive love and ask to receive support and ask to receive comfort, right? And it's also just having the courage to, let me see what they're bringing in. Having the courage to deepen your belief in the fact that everything is energy and this has nothing to do with her, right? And that you called her into your field, and having the courage to own full responsibility for the fact that she's activating you, the fact that you're feeling activated by it, and be grateful that you're being activated, right? You're being activated. And that insecurity and that jealousy is coming up to be seen. And you get to tell your inner child, yeah, I get it. I totally get it. I feel you. I love you. This is where we're going now, right? This is where we're going now. And I'm going to hold your hand. I'm going to comfort you and I'll rile you up. And we're going to go this direction because we're focused. We know where we're going. We know what vibration we're working toward. And that vision is so much more important than any temporary feeling that I'm experiencing right now in this moment. My other thought that just came forward, not a thought, download, is the insecurity or the jealousy even yours? Because what I'm feeling is that there's remnants of her own shit that are coming toward you. So this also means better boundaries. What do better boundaries mean? More solidity in who you are, really fortifying that center for yourself. So because boundaries aren't set with other people, they're set around ourselves. Because if we set them with everybody, then they'd be different for everybody. And that's really fucking confusing. And I know that I wouldn't be able to hold any of that in my brain. We have to set them for ourselves. And then when things come into our field, we know what we are and aren't available for, are and are not available for. And so we're just automatically going to know that that's not welcome. So you can let me know how that feels. Okay. Okay, Karen, I recently retired and heard a voice. You're not finished yet. Yay. You're getting called to action, baby. I was drawn to spirituality, having fun, seeing the magic, realizing my own ability is beautiful, not tied to an outcome. Any message for me? Just excitement, right? And like be open to and ready for the roller coaster ride. And knowing that as you continue to go on this path, there are going to be things that come up for you that feel like, oh my gosh, this means I'm not going the right direction, or oh, this means this, or oh, like try not to create meaning of it and just allow it to be almost like experimental. Like these energies are coming into your field and you get to play with them. You get to dip your toe in and taste them and say, Okay, like that really feels like my energy, or that really lights my fire. And just use this as like a really fun, expansive time where you're unveiling new layers of yourself that you have never seen in your life. Like you are going to see aspects of you that you never knew existed. And I want you to get excited about them. I want you to get excited about them because you're going to see a completely different version of yourself. You absolutely are. And you're already starting to taste it. And I feel this very, very bold, fierce energy around particularly speaking for you, like speaking to whether it's like they're showing me you going into like businesses or groups of people and just speaking, inviting people into a deeper self understanding or an alternative perspective to a box that they may feel that they're in mentally or that they are in mentally, even if they don't recognize it. So that's what's coming forward for you. You're very welcome. Okay. All right, guys, I think I'm going to sign off for the night. Let me just see if there's anything else that they want to chat about before we head out. Okay. All right, my friends, take a deep breath with me. Place your hands in your heart space. And I just want you to take this moment to honor yourself for showing up to this experience, for receiving everything, no matter how bold, no matter how direct, no matter how honest and confronting. I want you to feel how proud you are of yourself for choosing to be on this journey, for choosing to open yourself to a level of expansive consciousness and perspective on your human life that can sometimes feel like you've been smacked in the face and sometimes feel like, wow, I am just getting started. And it can make your ego spin a little bit. And I just want you to give yourself some space and time after receiving in this space and just drink some water, love on yourself, take a bath, cuddle. Give yourself some space to journal if you want, but even journaling can be from the mind, unless it's just automatic writing and you just put your pen to paper and let it flow. But offer yourself this luxury of sacred space as you have open to receiving here. And know that everything is within you. You have all these answers. And the fact is, you don't have to know the answers to any of it if you just allow yourself to be and accept and appreciate who you are in this present moment and deeply, deeply fall in love with exactly what God created through you and as you. There's a couple ways to work with me right now if you want to jump in and get this more customized to what's going on. And honestly, the biggest thing for working together is consistency and accountability and going deeper into how does this actually show up in your day-to-day life? Like, how do we actually take this spiritual energy and integrate it with our humans so that we have this knowledge at the ready throughout interactions with other humans and situations that come forward, right? How do we anchor ourselves in ourselves? And that's really from this devotion and a real deep commitment to ourselves. So you can start with defining God. That's the 3-part series that's coming up. It starts on October 11th. It's $111 and the link is in the description. You can also always meet with me one-on-one. 30-minute sessions are $197, or you can get a discount and buy a 3-session package for $555. That's on the appointments page on my website. And lastly, I always have programs that are running. Vitality just started. Yesterday was the last day to sign up for Vitality, but I will do one exception. Anybody who watches this can sign up within the next 24 hours for Vitality. Vitality is a life-changing program that is truly going to integrate your spiritual and your human and dive into all these issues that you guys are bringing forward in a way that's sustainable. The number one thing with that program is sustainability. And I created it for myself because I wanted sustainability of my own physical health and management of my own anxiety so that I was a space of more sustainable confidence and being in my leadership and my clarity. And that's what that program does. It does it for me. It does it for everybody in it. Okay. So that's something that you can access through my website as well. I'll put all these links in the description. And jump on my email list if you want to get updated on other things that are coming up. You're always welcome to message me privately and just say, hey, Laura, I'm interested, but these programs that are out there right now don't feel aligned. And we can just chat about what feels good to you and find something that works. Okay. Either way, thank you so much for being here. I'm so grateful to have had this time with you. Thank you to the lovely humans who requested that I go live here on YouTube for these readings. This is super, super fun. You guys made my night. And I so appreciate you being open and bringing such deep, honest, raw, specific questions to this live. Like I said at the beginning, this is a community. And none of this energy would have been as potent without you being present here. So thank you for bringing your heart to this space and bringing your open awareness to this space and supporting the other people who are here. I love you so much, and I will see you very, very soon. Bye.